Welcome to Rewriting the Script of Your Love Life. My name is Deborah. I'm an intuitive reader, energy healer, and quantum coach. And I have something that can really change your love life drastically and pretty quickly, actually instantly. And I've been working with a teacher for 10 years doing release work. So this method works for anything that you want to manifest. This works. Releasing works. And releasing is not effort. It's actually natural. It may feel like an effort at first, but it is a very natural occurrence because we are consciousness. We are not these limited body minds. We believe that we are because we are conditioned through life. We have a lot of conditioning from birth. So releasing is helping release some of those conditions that we have taken on, believed, and never challenged. So you can release for anything: health, wealth, love. And this is all about rewriting the script of your love life and releasing anything that is in the way for that to happen. So we'll get started. Step one is to set an intention. If you don't have a piece of paper and a pen, I need you to get one because this is very, very, very important. So setting your intention. How do you set the intention? What is it that you want? So if you want a partner that maybe you're single right now, or if you want to reconcile with someone, or if you are in a partnership and things aren't going well and you want things to change, then you can say either I allow myself to have the perfect partner, and always say I allow. This is on the top of the piece of paper. I allow myself to have the perfect partner. Two is, or it could be that I allow for Joe and I to reconcile. Or three, it could be that you're in a relationship. I allow for Joe and I to have a harmonious relationship. And if it's not harmonious, that's going to bring up a lot of disbelief. That's going to bring up a lot of resistance. So just to clarify, this is very simple, extremely simple, and extremely powerful. So these are 5 steps. And so the first one, like I said, is to set the intention. I allow. So you put that on the top of the piece of paper, and on the side of the piece of paper in a vertical line, I want you to put 3 words: control, approval, security. And those words are very important in what you're going to write down underneath the intention. I allow myself to have the perfect partner. So for example, if you're single and maybe, or you've had a heartbreak and you're in separation with this person, or maybe if you're in heartbreak and you're thinking, oh my God, we'll never be back together, that thought that you're holding in mind is designing the experience of your life. So releasing is letting go of those thoughts. It's going to feel strange. It's going to feel counterintuitive. And I'll explain it. When you're letting go of thoughts, it's not the actual thought that matters. It's the emotional charge. So when you are in separation, I know because I've experienced this, where you want that person back, you're beating yourself up, or you're feeling hurt by what they did, or both, and you feel stuck and you want that person because you love them, but you're in this big heap of a mess. It's the emotional charge that you're releasing. And it's so incredibly powerful to do this. So I allow myself for Joe and I to be back together. So, and you've written on the side, control, approval, security. So what I want you to do is, when you are looking at that sentence that you wrote, if there is any resistance whatsoever, you're going to write it down. Anything that comes to mind, and you may sit there and nothing may come, but if it will. So whatever is coming to mind, I want you to write that down. For example, it could be he doesn't want me back. He doesn't love me. Write that down, because that thought is being projected in the field and you are believing it. Hook, line, and sinker. You're not even, and we call it intuition, or we feel like, because all of us are one. Everyone is you pushed out. So that person is you, and you're programming you with those thoughts. He doesn't love me, blah, blah, blah. So, and it's all blah, blah, blah. It is not necessary to hold on to that. But what happens is we hold on to those thoughts, and then we have this emotional charge, like, oh my God, it's true. Okay. So this is just an experiment. This is very radical. It's going to feel very radical, but if you try it on as an experiment, you will see results. I guarantee you. So give it a shot. So you're challenging for the first time in your life, your thoughts, your beliefs. Your thoughts are your beliefs. And up until now, you were thinking, oh my God, I'm I'm unlovable because I've had several experiences of relationships and it hasn't worked, and or my parents didn't make me feel good, all that stuff. And you know what? That's painful to go through. I've been through it myself. But now I can change all of that. And I have. And that is where I release those thoughts that they didn't love me, or, whatever it is. Because it's an experiment, because it'll give you so much clarity. So in your case, if it's about someone that you're in separation with, that you're at heartbreak with, let those thoughts go. So write them down. Oh, he doesn't love me. He's with someone else. Even if he's with someone else, or he or she is with someone else, okay? This is very deep. You're going to be designing a different version of you, a different timeline. You're quantum leaping into another timeline. You're designing this experience. So I want you to write anything that comes to mind. And this is where it's really good to have a one-on-one session with me to help guide you through A, B, C, everything that is coming up. Because I can prompt you if you get stuck, like, well, I don't know. In this case, if you're in heartbreak, there will be a lot of limitations coming up. Like, I pushed him away, or I pushed her away, or they pushed me away, or they went with a third party, whatever it is. Again, you're designing your experiencing. So I'll get to that point. So write everything, anything that comes to mind. Oh, I'm too old. And maybe if you're calling in a partner, I'm too old, it's too late. Or I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, or whatever it is. All of these things are to be released, because all they are thoughts. That's all they are, with emotional charge. So when you release that thought, it releases the emotional charge. If it doesn't, and it comes back because the mind is looping all the time, you release it again. Release it again. So as you do that, because this is something that you will do at home with this video, the third step is write the script in detail of what you want. And this is where you turn into a child. You're like, okay, write the script. What kind of partner do you want to be with? Or what would you like your partner to be? What are the qualities that you want that to change in them? Because if you're wanting them to change, you're feeling frustrated. And in certain cases, if they're really abusive, that's not where you want to stay. You don't want to be in that. But if you are, judging them, or judging yourself, all this judgment, all these projections, especially judging them, is going to really put a damper. And you're going to, when you are judging someone like that, you are putting them in prison. and you're keeping what you're holding in mind in place. And that's the key to releasing, is whatever we're thinking and feeling is what we're experiencing. So everything out there is a reflection of what we're thinking. So if you don't like it, change your thinking. So if you're putting that person in a mental prison because you don't like the way they're behaving or what they're doing, all that stuff, release that thought. Just release it and see what happens. See the outcome. The outcome will be very different. The behavior will start to change. They will show up differently or they'll leave. And same with if you want someone back. They will either come towards you because they will feel that you're not holding them in prison and mentally, and they will come back. So when I say write the script in detail of everything that you want in detail. I just had a client today where I said, what kind of lifestyle do you guys want to have? And do you want to be together joined at the hip, or do you want space? And in this case, she likes to have a lot of independence. So she needs a partner that allows her to have independence, that's not codependent, because she's not codependent. So that's not what she's calling in. What does this person look like? Now, again, when you're being specific of like what kind of lifestyle they have, what kind of, are they retired? Are they young? Are they older? Do they have kids and grandkids? I mean, all that stuff. If they have grandkids, are you going to be with them on the weekends? All that, for funsies, you're writing out every detail. If you're younger, do you want to have kids? Do you not want to have kids? You are putting in your order to the universe. And even just by me saying this, I can feel in the collective people gasping like, that's not possible. Or I've always wanted that, but I've never thought it was possible. Well, that thought of saying it's not possible is what's holding you back from having this awesome relationship that you want to call in. And by releasing and doing this scripting, you're actually starting to create a great relationship with yourself, because then you're giving the universe direction, and you're knowing who you are and what you want and what's best for you. Now, you're writing again all these details, like the way they dress. And again, I want to say, preface this, that love, true love, and I've experienced this, will come in a package that you never dreamed of. But this exercise is what Rhonda Byrne does with, people that come to her from The Secret, the movie The Secret, and the book, and the other book, The Greatest Secret. And because I've actually wrote a list and I manifested someone to the T. So that can happen too, but also it can come in my case, like I met someone that really showed me what was possible, but it was in a package I didn't expect. It had that person had a lot of qualities that I was calling it. So I don't think that's the person, but it was definitely showing me something better than what I've had before. So it is so imperative to do this, because the fourth step is to visualize every day, especially if your mind, if you discover that your subconscious mind is just negative. Mine is naturally negative. I have a lot of subconscious beliefs and conditions that sometimes I just want to pull my hair out, because it will come so strong. These limitations, these feelings about myself that are from childhood. They're all conditioning from childhood. And and don't get discouraged as well if you're releasing for anything like the love life, or manifesting more money, or a new career, or anything. Sometimes you feel like you're going 10 steps back, and you're not. And the reason why is because when you're ready to release some of these really deep subconscious thoughts and feelings and beliefs, limitations that have been stored in your subconscious mind, like the attic, they come up very strongly. And it's because your conscious mind needs to look at them and welcome them. You're not pushing them down, you're not running from them, but you're welcoming them to let them go. So that is what I've been going through in the last week. I was on a retreat, and I was just like, I had one particular thought that was literally so fearful, and it felt like terror. And it was stemmed from feeling from childhood like I couldn't handle something. And it was a belief that I created due to the way my family was reacting to me. Like I said, oh, I'm not, good enough in that area. And I went, and so I felt like almost like a victim of something that I was so scared to happen. And the more you hold on to worry and fear and, of what you don't want, it makes it bigger because you're focusing on it. So when someone that you care about, and people go, oh, I was so worried about you. No, no, no. Let that go, release it, because that's holding in mind what you don't want. Oh my God, I hope they don't, I haven't heard from them. I hope they're not in the hospital. I hope they're not this. I hope they're not, it's very much holding in mind what you don't want. And so that's what I was doing. I was holding in mind something that I didn't want. And it just compounds it. And so now you're switching gears and you're thinking of only what you want, because society has taught us to think of what we don't want, and as out of protection. And why are we trying to protect ourselves? To be safe. Okay, so we want security. So remember, I had the 3 words: uh, control, approval, security. So whenever you write down a thought after you write your intention, like, I'll just say for me, I allow myself to have the perfect partner. That's going to bring up my limitations. I never felt chosen. I felt like men didn't choose me because my dad didn't choose me. My dad was not emotionally available. We didn't have that close emotional relationship that I so craved. So I recreated that in my love life, going, oh, men don't choose me. And so even though they do in the beginning, at one point they don't. And that was spilling over into every other area of my life, even in business. So that was a doozy one. So I wrote down, men don't choose me. So what was I wanting? Control, approval, or security? I wanted approval. Approval means love. Disapproval, you disapprove yourself, disapprove others. It's unloving. So that's what I see as a thought and a feeling that was running the show of my love life. And so what would I do? I would attract men who were just like my dad, who are not emotionally available, who are breadcrumbers. And I'm not poo-pooing my dad. I'm just saying that was what he had to give. He had only certain tools. Okay. And there were many reasons why it was like that. And it's not all his fault. So these are the things, this is the meat and potatoes of releasing, is where you're getting into, oh my God, all these thoughts, you become conscious of, oh my God, this is what I've been thinking. And most of them are irrational, just got to say. And so when you discover them, a lot of times people will start laughing or crying or screaming. I mean, because finally you're putting a spotlight on something that is running the show. And it's so irrational. So It's all belief systems, and we will die for our beliefs. I'll give you another example. I held on to someone for way too long. I had a tendency to do that. But in this past relationship, I held on way too long. And I kept asking myself, like, why? I just don't, it's like, why? It's just so weird. So I finally had the insight. I finally got the answer. And the answers, guys, are not in your mind. It's in your soul. If you sit quietly, you will get the answers. Not sit quietly only then, you will get them when you're out and about, but listen to your inner voice. And that's where you get all the answers. And your mind is only to be used for creating what you want, not what you don't want. And it's always creating. It's the soul that has the wisdom, the intelligence, everything that is omnipresent, that's consciousness, that's the universe. You're tuning into the universe. So anything you want, you already have it because you are universe. You already have the perfect love, the perfect health, perfect wealth. And something my teacher said today was, you no longer are looking for love. You are love. You are the love. You're no longer looking for it. And when you can really embody that, guys, you'll be a magnet to attract the opposite or same sex, whatever it is. You will attract what you want, and it will come fast and furious. Because what's been in play are these thoughts, these limitations. Oh, men don't choose me. So my insight that I had with my ex was that I had a glimpse of the love that I was so starving for. And I had the chemistry. I had all the elements there that I had been seeking in a partner. And so I glopped onto it and I said, this is my person. And then when it didn't work out, I was like stuck for a long time because I kept thinking, but that's my person. And I felt like the big one, the limiting belief was I'll never find anyone else that I feel I have those kind of feelings for and the chemistry with. And so I was stuck. I put myself in this stuck position. The other limitation was it was life or death, the connection that I felt with this person. And that's so irrational. It's extremely irrational. But the reason why is because, again, my other limited belief was this is my only chance and I blew it. And now I'm going to be alone. I'm never going to find anyone else. And I was just like, oh my God, it's not that the universe, I even thought, well, the universe doesn't want it for me. Well, believe it or not, I had manifested this person back after being in separation for a period of time. And it was the best that it had ever been because I released. I released with my teacher and I said, this is what I want. And I was very relaxed about it. And throughout the relationship I was releasing, there was a time when I stopped. And that's where it went downhill. So I take full responsibility for that. I don't discount, what occurred and what he said, she said, whatever, but I'm the one that really put the kibosh on it. And if I had continued to release, I think that the outcome would have been different. So that's my mistake. And I'm sharing with you my humanity. Don't make the same mistake, right? But I was in regret for a long time, but now I've forgiven myself and I'm on good terms with him, which is great. But I feel very much I'm rewriting the script of my love life, actually. And and this is where I want you to be if you are in separation from someone, is to, usually if you're in separation, there is questioning going on, either by the other person or you or both. So for me, there was questioning, and there were definitely lifestyle differences, but the love was so great for me, from me, that I could have lived in a tent with this person. Okay. Now, that I didn't feel that way towards other people. But recently, like I said, I met someone who showed me what's possible, a different kind of love. So I think better. So that is what I'm calling in. And if it's meant to be with this person that I thought was my person, it will happen effortlessly. It's not me trying to control it. So that's what I want you to really understand, is that you don't have to control the outcome. You just put your order in and let the universe figure it out. And so I'm much more at peace, and I am okay with whatever happens, because I'm now open for someone else. I wasn't open for a long time to anyone else because I was stuck with this limiting beliefs, two limiting beliefs. Okay. And so once you release that, wow. And I had released a lot when I met this other person. So I'm like, oh my God, amazing. So I said on writing the script, and sorry if I'm jumping around here, in detail, visualizing and feeling it, living into the outcome, living in the outcome. Sometimes coaches will tell you to do affirmations, or, it's so simple. Live in the outcome. You're tricking your body mind, actually your mind, to believe that you already have it. And the funny thing is that your soul already does. And when you tune into that higher love, you actually feel it with everyone. It's not just limited to a partner. And, a partner is not going to give you that 100% satisfaction. It's you that's going to give it to you. And that's tuning into releasing and tuning into your beingness that you are, that is completely free, happy, joyful, fulfilled, loving, abundant. So everything around you is yours because you are the universe. So visualize every day. Again, I went on a tangent, but I think it was necessary that my negative mind needs to have a visualization in my meditations in the morning, because it's getting better, but I definitely sometimes loop, but oh my God, I don't loop like I used to. And the more that I release those negative thoughts, the more happiness I feel, the more gratitude I feel, the more loving I feel, the more loving to myself, the more loving to others. And it is just amazing. It's so awesome that you feel like you already have it, because you do. And then you're like, oh, and I want the relationship. like you're so happy. And then it, yeah, you're happy either way, if it shows up or it doesn't. So if you have a mind like me, visualize. That was step 4. And living in the outcome. Live in as you already have it. Like I just said. Okay. Repeating myself. Number 5, this is something that is so, so important, and I got reminded of, is write down 5 things you're grateful for every day, either in the morning or at night before you go to bed. And you will just, it really helps you go into the present moment and just really be present to your world. And also you're noticing everything that you've manifested, because all of your thoughts and feelings that you've projected is out there, And they're just projections of your mind. So if you don't like what's going on, if you're in separation, or if you're having a disharmony in a relationship, or, um, you're in separation. I mean, you're wanting to call in a partner, you're single and you don't like that, and you feel lonely, then rewriting the script is going to help you to see all of these things that are in the background. And this video is going to help you to really get going on this. And it's, like I said, it's very helpful to have someone in a session with you to help guide you with this if you are feeling like you don't understand, or that you're feeling stuck. In my sessions, I do more than just what I'm saying right here. I do an intuitive reading where I tune in with you, and then we do energy healing. So I will listen to your consciousness. I don't channel spirits. I just go straight to consciousness, and whatever I'm supposed to know, I feel whatever's happening in your life, what's going on, and then I'll tune in and feel, I'll sense a limitation, and then I help you to release it and to shift and alchemize the energy, and then replace it with the opposite. If it's feeling the sense of lack, I will help you to change the energy to feel the sense of abundance, and literally changing your frequency. And you're conscious the whole time of, whatever I come up with. I may see a past memory that you are bringing up to my attention from your consciousness, some trauma. And again, I tune into whatever I'm supposed to know, and I guide you and help you. And then I do some more energy clearing to help, balance you out and ground you. And so my energy healing work is all about releasing. And what I'm showing you here is a different way to release, writing step by step, writing how to do this. And part of the last step, writing the 5 things that you're grateful for, the reason why I'm having you do this is because it changes the frequency, it changes your feeling. In one case, I had a client say, when I'm releasing and when I am feeling happy and joyful and abundant, magical things happen around me. And that's the only way it can happen. Because if you're writing everything down and you're like, okay, I'm releasing this, I'm releasing that, but you're still feeling sad, apathetic, it's okay. Don't push it down. You don't want to express it or suppress it. You want to release it. So if those sad feelings come up, or anger or whatever, allow them, welcome them up, but also release them. And I can help you with that too if you feel stuck. But as you release, you're going to have you're going to change your frequency, and so you're going to be lighter and not so dense with these limiting thoughts and beliefs. And then you are able to rewrite the script, and you are writing, you are feeling it now, because you're feeling the joy, and you're so magnetic to attract what you want, because you're in your true nature. Your true nature is happiness. It's not sadness. It's not illness. It's not depression. It's not apathy. It's not anger. It's none of that stuff. It's happiness, joy. That's what we're seeking. And actually, that's what we're all seeking. And we think it's in a partner, but it's actually everywhere. And if you tune into the love that is everywhere, first in yourself and everywhere else, you're going to be like on fire, because you're going to feel so fulfilled. And this reminds me of Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza is like, you know, the people come in for a retreat and they want this, they want the partner, they want more money, they want this and that. And by the end of the retreat, they feel like they already have it. And it probably hasn't shown up yet in the 3D. And so I'm telling you, if you really fully release, it will show up instantly. It doesn't take time. And another limiting belief is, oh, I have to do A, B, and C to get to D. And that's also a thought. If you release that and you just say, I allow it to be this way, the universe will give it to you right away. It's crazy. I've had it happen. I have had it happen so many times and I forget. So this is why I do this work. It's a great reminder for me and it's helping all of you and you will see your life drastically change. Oh my God, drastically change. You can change the frequency. So the key to step 5 is to feel. Feel, feel, feel. Feel it. Feel the happiness. And the more you release, the happier you will be. And the more lighter you will be. And everything will work out for you. And I can feel, even saying these 5 steps, I can feel the collective having doubts. And doubts, again, as a reminder, are fears. So let go of doubts. Let go of wanting to control it. Let go of wanting approval. When you approve of yourself, the world will approve of you. Let go of security. Sometimes we reach out and want, and we're needy. We come from a sense of lack, wanting a relationship out of security. But we are security. And when you know that, when you know you are control, you are approval, and you are security, and that is your soul, you will be free. And then you will have a relationship with someone who will be an addition to, not filling a void. The world is all about filling a void. And it's only because, not the whole world, but I mean, a lot of people are all about filling a void. And I hear it all the time when I do private sessions with people when they are saying, oh, you know, well, he's a narcissist, he's an avoidant, blah, 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 blah. Or especially if they say, well, they cheated on me. Well, someone who cheats on you is so disrespectful, no regard for other people, and or themselves. And they are coming, if you're feeling insecure because you have been cheated on, imagine how they are. They are coming from a huge sense of lack, because usually when people do that, it's coming from selfishness. It's coming from dissatisfaction. And I don't want to be so judgmental. I'm not judgmental. If anybody comes to me and says that, I'm neutral. But what I'm saying is just, it's like, I'm just identifying what I've seen people feeling when they've done that. And it's just a coming from dissatisfaction, coming from a sense of lack, thinking that another person's going to fill that. And it's not true. It might be better in some ways, and it might be even the right person, but it is, I mean, some people are mismatched, but it still hurts people along the way. And so I don't think that's the right way to do it. If you want to change partners. But what I'm saying is that I always tell my clients that if you've been cheated on, that person has a lot more sense of lack than you do. And so they're not usually healthy, and it's sometimes it's a huge blessing, because it's maybe someone that you were so attached to that you needed to get away from. And sometimes these things happen to push us. But again, that even what I just said just comes from an old timeline, because we are creating everything at every moment. But it doesn't mean that this little body mind is controlling everything. No, we as consciousness are giving orders to our mind to create what we want. So, but when it comes to results, and I'll just say this lastly, when it comes to results to manifesting, let's say a partner or two people coming back together, that's the job of the universe. You can sit back and relax because manifesting, releasing to manifest what you want is effortless. It's effortless. You don't have to lift a finger. It's effortless. And I've been investigating this a lot lately, recently, where it's like, my teacher's teacher, Lester Levinson, who is on YouTube that you can listen to videos. He passed away in the 80s. I would highly recommend listening to him. He said, if you locked yourself up in a room and only thought of what you wanted, that's all you would get. It would come to you. Anything you wanted would come to you. And it's effortless. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating this. I think I was sharing it with my client before this call, but it is so incredibly powerful. Our mind can create whatever we want. And we just, and the key is to have that unstoppable will where we just put our foot down and we just say, this is going to happen. Like if you want a partner, I allow myself to have the perfect partner. I don't know how. And I'm releasing all my doubts, right? But it's going to happen, period. End of story. And I'm telling you, when you use that will, as I've used my will like that, it moves mountains. You watch the atoms change. Everything's like changing. It is incredible. That's how powerful we are. We don't realize how powerful we are. So when we say, I allow this to be so, you just claim it. You say, this is the way it's going to be. I don't know how. And that's the job of the universe. And you sit tight, you go about your life, and you will see it shift. So that is the conclusion. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. It's best to book a session and get to help you get on your feet with this. And if not, I know this is really going to help. So I support all of you. And if you want to join my group, Release to Manifest Your Dream Life on Facebook, just reach out and request it, and I will add you so that you can have a support group while you're releasing to create this amazing script of your love life.